I don't know
You'll
what
see.
we've done.
It will be it'll be Sunday's game on Numbani.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Okay, yeah.
But I can.
Oh, so wait, who's the subs that you have in this team?
Flex DPS and off tank.
Yeah, Flex DPS and off tank.
Yeah, I wasn't there on Sunday.
Okay. And is Upsilon the sub guy then? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But
right, so let's go back to the start because it starts kind of early here. So first of all, starting with Numbani first point, what's the key features of like first point that you guys probably know already?
You set up, set up split, not on the same high ground. You like one tank over there, the other one over there normally.
Yep, some teams set up split, or like they're doing now. You know, you set up split there. You've got like 2 different high grounds to take control. But the main thing is is loads of high ground. But obviously, where even maps with loads of high ground, the point is always on low ground. That's kind of like the key point to this, right? And let's kind of speed it up here. So initially when I was watching this replay, I thought you guys were on defense for some reason. I was like looking at blue. Again, the blue-red always confuses me, always. But yeah, initially I thought that, and then I was like, wait, what? You guys are doing well. Like, well, I thought it was like going really well, and then I realized that, oh, you guys lost the fights, but that's fine. First of all here, just from scout, obviously everyone knows the start of the game you need to scout what their team comp is. You know what your team comp is and what the gameplay is, but you need to scout what their team comp is. So how do you do that? You send some people you send people in scouting positions. So like get the Genji to like wall ride up and just see who they have, who's playing far back, you know, get the tracer to blink in, scout view, whatever, right? Does that make sense? So that's the first thing you guys need to do, figure out what type of team comp they have. And from looking at your team comp, right, you've got full dive team comp. Look at their team comp. What's the weak part? Is it full dive or is it like hybrid?
It's a hybrid.
It's kind of hybrid because they've got the Sigma, right, with the Winston. So they've got like dive DPS and I mean technically dive supports as well, but they have the hybrid tanks. But that should show you it's more dive sided, but it's also they have the one hybrid tank. So that should show you the weakness already. So who's the weakness there?
Is it the Sigma?
Yeah, it's the Sigma, right? Because that person, remember, the map's all high ground, okay? So the moment you boop off people or, you know, you get them off the high ground, some of their characters can't get back up, right? So you can just go for like a boop with the ball. That's the whole point of having ball on your team, right? You do one run through just to boot people off, and then you go around, and then you wait for them to either start rotating back or they're stuck on low ground. And when they're stuck on low ground, you then dive the high ground again, and they can't do anything to help. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So take it in phases, especially for like not control maps. So like maps like this, when it's like loads of high ground, you guys are playing dive. Take it in phases with a ball. Ball's job is to figure out where the people that can't get back up are. So like the Sigma or the Ana, go in for one roll and boot people off. And while he's doing that, he can scout or bait out some moves, blah, blah, blah. And then once he rolls past them, so for example, you know, you can come main, you can grapple up, roll, boop the Ana, try and boop her off. She'll probably back up. You don't have to do it straight away, especially since the Sigma's here. You can go after him like I do is doing, right? But anyway, you boop them off, and when they're down here or like down on the ground, you ignore them, and then you do a full dive onto the people on high ground, and then the people down here can't really help as well. Do you see what I mean? So you can try that. That's the one method to do it. There's the two phase like boop off, and that's what you do with bull. If it was Winston, it's a bit harder, but again, even having a Lucio, it's still possible, right? Because Lucio can do that as well. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one method you guys can do. But if we play this replay. So I do kind of went in a bit too early, and the Sigma kind of caught the like, you know, caught it happening and kind of backed up. So, you know, you couldn't really get the kill on that, but that's okay. So let's continue playing this and let's see what you guys do.
How do you restrain a Reddit Lucio?
Well, yeah, there's not much you can do.
It's just Ido's thing to go in very deep at some points.
Yeah, it happens a lot. You can't really, that's down to like him. Like you can do like warnings and say like, right, you need to actually, or make use of the Reddit Lucio. Tell him you can do Reddit Lucio, but you need to call out everything you're doing. Like give us information. Say like, oh, I found a Sigma, I'm booping in him and I'm body blocking him, blah blah blah. See, you can make Reddit Lucios useful. They just need to actually call out a lot. You see what I mean?
I guess it's the better option here because instead of taking away like the aggressiveness from him, it's better that we kind of
utilize it, especially with dive, right? If it's rush, you probably have to like really limit it. But if it's dive, you can respond to a lot of stuff. But if he goes too fast, the problem is, right? And I was a Lucio player, so I know this, right? Sometimes Lucio players are like, oh, I can go this fast. And they can go faster than every other character in the entire game if they wall ride well. And when they're like wall riding and it's going really well, they just continue doing it and you're like ahead of everyone by like a million miles and then you just die. And it's like cool that you can do it, but it's like useless for your team. Do you see what I mean? So it's like something you need to tell him to like be fast, but not too fast. And that's another thing as well. What I would do with Lucio a lot with Rush, I would like speed out and wall ride out of spawn and like wall ride ahead. That's okay to scout, but then everyone would like lose the speed boost. So like I'd have to like not wall ride and stay on the ground more. It's really that's with Rush anyway. But yeah, it's hard to get over that habit, and you need to get him to like watch replays basically to see how other Reddit Lucios play in like Overwatch League contenders, whatever. Right? So from this angle here, you've probably scouted the comp because you've got Ed going on the flank, blah, blah, blah. Who's the biggest target that you can kind of boop?
The Sigma right now. He's
right, so Sigma, that's a free target. You can boop him that way. You can probably boop him that way as well, right? And that's pretty much a free kill. Look how split. What does Dive want to focus on? Who do they want to go after?
Targets that are kind of alone, who cannot get help.
Exactly, right? And everyone in the team should realize that. Like everyone in the team should notice targets that are alone are the like instant free kills. It's just so easy to kill someone that's alone. So look at the target. Look how split the enemy team are. You've got like Brig here. You've got like Anna here. You've got like Sigma there. Look how split they are, right? That's 3 alone targets, and they will get counter dived. Don't get me wrong. But the problem is, right, or not the problem for them is, right, even if they get counter dived, one of them isn't going to be able to help. So, for example, if you dive the Sigma, Brig can't really do anything. She can throw one armor pack, but she's kind of stuck. She'll have to walk here, stun over, and if she does that, there's going to be enemies there, blah, 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 right? And if you dive the Brig, right, and boop her off, then Sigma has to, like, travel across the map just to get to her, and he won't want to do that. Do you see what I mean? So, like, you've got options here. And the point is, yeah, going after people that are alone is good, but the first phase, if you want to do the first phase thing, is to boot them off high ground first. So it's the 2 different things, the ways you can play this dive. You can do the phase thing where you boot them off high ground, then wait for them to start going back onto high ground. And as they're making that rotation, go back in and kill them, or go in and kill the rest of the team. So you can do that. Or you just realize the team is like really split and just dive like the split part of the team. Do you see what I mean? But from watching this, if we watch it like 0.75 speed, you guys took too long to do anything. So right here, by the way, this is like a free kill on Anarchy, right? If you had Lucio, or if you noticed this Chemist, right, you could be rolling up here. This could be a boop off of the map. Anarchy is crazy for going here ever, right, against a Bull and a Lucio. He should literally be dead at this point, right? But maybe that's Ed not calling him out that he was like in this position, getting chased after. I don't know. But at this point, it's kind of too late, because what Anarchy's going to do is he's going to realize that you guys are dive. He's going to run through here and then run back to the team. And that's okay. It's not a disaster, because when he's back with the team, it's easier for you to now boop both of them off. The Sigma and the Brig simultaneously boop them off and then go after the people still on high ground. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And here's a great thing you guys can do, by the way. Imagine you boop Brig off of high ground. Imagine how easy it is to now dive the Anna. She's got no Brig, and if you get the Sigma as well, even better. But imagine she's got no Brig to defend her. She just dies. What can Brig do if she's down here? Brig would have to literally walk over here just to armor pack her. And if she's over there, she's like in the middle, and you can just like dive her instead. Do you see what I mean? It's like there's no shield, there's no stun. Like whip shot's difficult. Do you see what I mean? Like if Brig falls down, how like effective it is for you to kill Anna.
Yeah.
Right. So write down these options for you guys and try them if you're playing dive, if you're playing this kind of dive. So you've got the option 1, right? Boop Brig. Right? So boop Brig and then go after Anna. Yeah?
Yeah.
Option 2, boop everyone. Right? And then go after the high ground characters. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then option 3, boop Sigma. And then what do you think I'm going to say for this?
kill Sigma.
Yep. That's it. Right? Do you see? Those are your 3 options you can do with this. And the reason why these options are even possible is because their team is like 2 spam characters and like half dive, half spammy. It's just weird, right? If it was just full dive v full dive, right, it'd all be down to how good you guys are at counter diving, baiting out dives, diving in first, analyzing dive targets immediately. And you guys can still do that, right? Do you know what I mean by analyzing dive targets?
Identifying the target and knowing how to get onto them.
Where they
Finding
are.
someone that's by themselves or making a mistake or mispositioned and going after them immediately with the team, right? That's called identifying the dive target. And if it was dive v dive, that's one way you win dive v dive. The other one is counter dive. You guys know what that is because I've been through it before in the lessons, yeah?
Yeah.
So you bait, and you try and bait out their dive and then you counter dive, right? So that's how one way to win dive v dive. And the final way is just diving first and doing it so cleanly and quickly that they don't even have time to react, right? If you guys all dive like an Anna simultaneously, all at the same time, really, really cleanly and perfectly, right? If you do that properly enough, Anna will die instantly and they won't even be able to counter dive. And that's how you do a proper, like, good dive, right? And that's how you win that dive v dive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys want to write that down for the dive v dive scenario, or maybe you guys are recording this or anything like that. But just know that's how you'd win if it was straight up dive v dive, like mirror on both teams. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
But also, as I've said before, you guys know dive is a really hard comp to perfect. And doing those 3 things I've said is not like easy. It takes a lot of practice and really good coordination with your team. But the point is, in this map, right, the enemy team have this weird hybrid, right? And their weakness is the Sigma and the Brig. Yeah? Okay, those are the weaknesses where if they get booped down, they're screwed because it's Anubis, right? So booping off of high ground, really, really the strong point. And the reason it also kind of comes up all the time is because who's your main tank? Is Bull. And that's kind of Bull's strong point is booping off people that can't get back up. And that's why with like even if it was dive v dive, if you still had a Bull, you can still boop off at least one of their characters, like the Anna. And usually it's Anna Brig anyway with dive v dive. As I said, both of their supports are kind of dive anyway. So you can still boop off one of them and you can still do this boop strategy as long as you've got Bull. If you had Winston Diva, it's a different story. Then you would do the 3 dive techniques I said in the dive v dive, like counter dive, because it's just easier to kill someone with Bull and with Winston and Diva. It's just a lot easier. Ball, takes good swings, and you can get countered. If a Diva's flying in and a Winston's jumping in, you can't really counter those properly, especially with those. I mean, you can like a stun or like a whip, but like it's a lot harder. And Ball is pretty easy to counter and dodge with those characters, like the slam from Ball and stuff like that. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the whole point of Ball is you're going for like boop strategies on high ground maps. If this map was like flat and there was like hardly any high grounds at all, and the whole enemy team was on the ground, right? Ball is harder. And honestly, if they're all playing grouped, like all you could do is just roll into them and split them up. But again, they can sustain it and survive really well. See what I mean? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to delete. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I noticed when I was watching this, if we play again, is you guys took ages to set up. So, Chemist, you did this roll that I mentioned earlier, but you did it way too late.
Yeah.
If you did it while Sigma was still rotating, like literally, by the way, Chemist, immediately as you come out from mid, you're wrecking ball. You're not going to die, right? You can just roll through here and hit anyone on the way or find someone up here and like boop them on the way or whatever, slam. Doesn't matter. You're literally ball. And unless you're rolling into 6 people, you can go to the enemy backline immediately from like the first second of the game. You can be that scouter. I said earlier where you have the Tracer and the Genji telling you stuff. You can do it yourself as well, right?
Yeah.
So get in there as early as possible and just speed roll, blah, blah, blah. As long as you know roughly where the enemies are going to be, it's fine. If you start rolling in, right, without stopping, and the enemies are all here, like on the ground, and then you're just rolling into 6 of them, then obviously you're going to die. But it's just not going to happen, right? It's so rare, unless they're playing Rush. And if they are playing Rush, honestly, you guys might as well just swap and go like spam or Rush yourselves. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So anyway, the first thing I noticed is you guys took ages to do anything, like ages. And I don't know if that was miscommunication or you guys were waiting for like a setup or you guys were waiting for them to make a mistake, but just watch. You guys take absolutely ages to do anything. There's a lot of waiting around, right? The enemies actually dive first, and then here I think comes in a counter dive here. But okay, if the Winston jumps in like this, by the way, what should your whole team do?
Go on him.
Yeah, counter dive, right? As I've just said, how do you beat dive as dive yourselves?
Counter dive it.
If they dive, you counter dive it, or you're diving first. You guys clearly haven't dived first, so you counter dive it, right? This guy, right? Everyone should be going back and just killing this Winston. This guy's dead, right? If all 6 of you just turn around and killed him, you've got a boop from Lucio, a boop from Diva, you've got an Ana sleep, Ana nade, and then just damage from these 3, and that's Winston dead. Let's see if he dies though. Do you think he's gonna die?
I hope so, but I don't think so. Yeah, he's. Oh wait.
So basically, what I've seen there, okay, multiple mistakes. Let's go to the Ana a sec. Okay, when did the Ana sleep? This is what I want to see. Okay, wait, let's go back. I want to, because this is the first thing. This isn't the only issue, but this was just one of them. Okay, that's the first issue. Wait, is Ang here?
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. Honestly, the one thing I coach about when I'm coaching Ana is you should have 80% sleep hit rate, right? 80% minimum, right? That means literally 8 out of 10 sleeps you're hitting, okay? And it sounds insane. The first time I say it, everyone's like, that's ridiculous. I can never do that, right? It just means sleep dart less. If you sleep dart less, you're going to hit more. And I don't mean it as literally just don't press sleep dart ever in the game. What
Make
I
sure
mean
it's
is...
confirmed sleep.
Sorry?
Like, make sure it's a confirmed sleep. Like, yes, this will hit for sure.
Right. Yep. So aim at tanks, or if you're aiming at DPS or supports, only fire at them if they're literally touching you, like in front of your face. Like they're literally killing you and they're in front of you, in front of your face. That's when you sleep them. And if you're not, and if no one's ever done that, you just save the sleep and wait for a tank to come in, right? That's it. If your team dives in and you've got a sleep, should you fire a sleep across the map to try and hit someone on the enemy team?
Probably not.
No, no way. No way. In no scenario would you do that. Because you need to think about this. If you fire a sleep across the map and you hit someone that's being dived as they're going in, right? They sleep for like 1 second and then obviously get back up. And it's some free damage. And you think, oh, well, that's worth it. No. The moment you're against good teams, the moment you fire sleep dart, you paint a target in your head that literally says, come and kill me, right? So the longer you hold sleep, the less likely people are to come and kill you. So if you end up seeing yourself being dived a lot, right, this is why. And guess what? It's exactly what happened here. You've just fired the sleep already on the Genji. Winston sees it. Winston jumps in, right? If you had a sleep there, right, you would have been able to sleep that Winston and he probably would have been dead. He wouldn't have risked it. Maybe in some scenarios, main tanks don't realize this and they just jump in randomly, whatever. But trust me, against any good team, they're just going to hear the sleep dart and the whole enemy team's going to know it. And they know as soon as the sleep dart's gone, just jump on the Ana and she's just going to be scared and back off, right? Do you see what I mean? So this is the first mistake. And honestly, this was a big one in this dive, but there's more mistakes than that. And I'll go through those in a second. So is your Lucio here? I do.
No.
No, he's not.
Okay. So this was the second mistake, right? And I don't really blame him entirely because he was purple, right? But when the Winston jumps in like this, a really good thing he could have done if he wasn't purple, I know he was, so he needs to jump away, is just, if let's say he wasn't purple, is to follow up on this Winston and boop him in closer to you. It sounds crazy and you're like, oh, well, you're just killing the Ana. But when the whole team's going after him, especially with the Diva, Ana can survive, especially with a Lucio heal. It's like you won't even be able to kill that much. But the reason he got purple, I think, was because he was just being too Reddit. And he was either too close to the ground, not on a wall. So he should always be like on a wall like this, high up in the air. If he's too low to the ground, it's like 3 Ana nades, which is why the Ana got like a double nade here. Really strong from her, right? So that's the second one. And third of all, this Diva here. So I don't think this was more of a mistake because I think she hit the Winston with the boosters here. Yeah, she boosted into him. But what Diva does make, the mistake that Diva makes here, and I know he was off the flex support here, so it's kind of really hard to say this. Do you have the Diva here or the flex DPS?
No.
No.
In the call. Okay. What D.Va needs to learn to do is to body block. Just stand in front of the way of where Winston's going to try and run away and body block him from getting out, right? This is like super important as on a D.Va player and on a Winston player.
I do this really often. Like, just block them. Just literally not move.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
go in the way. I don't move because the hitbox of her is so massive that
Exactly.
you can't fit through.
That's it. So if the D.Va just stood here and didn't go into this doorway to like protect the Anna, Anna's not going to die, right? Like, I mean, I know Anna. I think you use nade as well, right? I really want to see like where this nade actually was as well. Let's go back. You use sleep and nade with 1 second between each other. Let's watch again. So it was okay. It was this nade, right?
Yeah. I think
What do you think about this nade?
That we were going in.
Oh, did someone call that you're going in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went for a nade on one of the supports.
Okay, the problem is, I do understand that, so that's not your fault. The fault is people were called you were going in, and this isn't going in at all. Like, not even close. This is like the opposite of going in. Like, Chemist, again, he's not going to roll in through here. That's kind of a bad roll. Like, Chemist would roll from main or from over here, right? And if he wasn't rolling like that, he'd roll from behind as well. So Chemist is definitely not set up. Tracer can go in whenever she wants, so it's not really a problem. And Genji's not set up either. He's too far away, right, to go in with a dash. 1 dash, he can't reach anyone with 1 dash. So whoever said they're going in way, way, way too early, and this is probably what was the root of all the mistakes. Do you see what I mean? Also, Cake, another thing as well. Do you think if someone calls they're going in, you should nade this early? Or should you wait until their team are actually on the enemy and then nade?
I should probably wait because then I can buff healing on my team and get the happy nade.
You get the most value out of nade. Another thing I teach with Anna nades as well is you should always be hitting 2 people minimum. If you're hitting only 1 person with Anna nades, there's a problem, right? Like this. The only person you should hit solo is yourself if you're trying to heal yourself. But again, if you can save the nade to like heal yourself and you'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, so you have no moves here, and this is why Winston kind of dived you here, and this is why there needed to be the counter dive from your team. But yeah, no one is ready to go in. Whoever made the call to go in, it's just completely wrong. You need to be calm, get everyone set up and waiting, and then go in. You can wait 10 seconds just waiting around, right? I know I said earlier you guys took too long, and that was because you'd already kind of waited 10 seconds, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day as long as the dive is successful. But calling in dives when people clearly aren't ready, like here, is just not like a thing you want to see. Do you see what I mean? Do you see? I mean, they're clearly not ready because they're still fighting the Sigma and the ball. And again, why are there 3 people here all shooting a Sigma shield like through this doorway? Like, there's only 1 person that needs to go through this alleyway here, right? And it's pretty much like Tracer, and that's it. But even Tracer doesn't have to do that. You don't really need anyone, right? Everyone else, these 2 guys, can come in through the middle and go to high ground instantly. Tracer can even do it from here with like a triple blink, right? You don't need anyone going through this alleyway. This alleyway is just too good for Sigma. It's just giving the Sigma the advantage. And you see what I mean? None of you have Sigma, so it's not something you want to do. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Anyway,
if we were too slow to do a fast dive, we should really stabilize then. We should not hurry too fast.
100%. Like, the point is, let's go back for like, let's go back to about here. I think this is enough. Right. Already, you guys have literally just come to the point, right? And 2 people are already taking loads of damage. I don't even know how this Genji took damage, by the way. Like I don't know. I'll go back even further, but I literally have no idea what happened here. Oh, okay, that was it. He was here and he got hit by the Sigma. Really good shots from the Sigma. Okay, that's absolutely fine. I mean, again, he didn't need to wall climb up here, but I guess he got scouted and got hit by the Sigma. No problem. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, already 2 of your teammates are low enough. Who should be the person that should be healing them?
Lucio?
Oh, no,
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Lucio or Anna. So I would say Lucio, right? Bear in mind, okay, if Lucio went in, he could have booped this Sigma off, and that would have been a good Reddit Lucio play. That's how you do good Reddit Lucio plays, right? So if Lucio had like wall rode in and got over to where this Sigma was, he should know that if there's a Sigma here to start with, he's definitely always going to do this, right? Always.
Right now?
Sorry?
Where's Lucio right now? I got a lot of pixels. I don't see.
Oh, do you want me to increase the
Then
quality?
No, it's only I think it's my internet because it has been fucking a bit today. So that's fine. Oh, over there. Okay.
Wait, let me see if I can.
It should be fine for the others.
Yeah.
I think it's only...
Okay, this is even higher quality now, though. Anyway, do you see?
No, it got worse.
Oh, okay. I'll reduce it. Hold on. I put it to...
It's fine. It's like just sometimes in between. It gets a bit pixely. That's all.
Okay, that's fine. I lowered it. Anyway, right. So, if... Do you know what I said earlier? Like, Lucio should be redditing, of course, but not too far. The only time where his Reddit would have been good is now, going in, like, immediately, right? Booping off the Sigma, going into, like, basically to the side to help with the... No, he doesn't even have to come in from this side. He can come in from this side and just wall right in, right? Whatever. That's when a Reddit Lucio would be good. It's risky. I will agree with that, right? It's risky going in there because he can just die doing that. It's safer going this way, but then, you're not with the team. But do you really need to be with the Ana from the start? No, you only need to go back to the Ana when she needs support or people try and dive her. So the best time for Lucio to do his Reddit things is to like wall ride from up here at the very start of the game, scout, like everyone else is doing, Ball is scouting, the DPS is scouting, scout, give information to the team where people are. Then if he sees like the Sigma doing this rotation, he can drop down and boop him off the map. That's when Reddit Lucio is good. Then after that, goes back. He did it the other way around. He stayed with the team first with dive and then kind of Reddited while the Ana was getting dived after she's used all her moves, which is kind of like too late. It's too late and it's also too early. You see what I mean, right? But anyway, this would have been good time there. And also, yeah, as you said, the Lucio could have been here healing the Ana, healing the the Genji. I forgot his name for a second then, and healing them when they were all here, right? And he can get back to the team instantly in like 1 second just by going from here, wall riding back to the Ana, or when the Winston was diving in. That's a way better position in my opinion, and I definitely prefer having a Lucio like hold here when you're attacking and having like this angle. Because you can also wall ride around here and then drop onto enemies like that. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how much better it is to go up here on top of this wall building, not inside, on top of the building, up here, and then wall riding like to the side here and dropping down on these people over here?
Yeah.
That's a better Lucio kind of rollout if you want to do that. But as you said, right, I do is like a Lucio, Reddit Lucio, so you want to make use of his skills. So that's how he would do that, right? So definitely tell I do that. But yeah, go in earlier because this is a free kill on Anarchy right here. Like this guy misplayed so hard, but yeah, it was just too slow. No one was there ready and it was just too late. Anyway, so everyone comes around here. Again, look at this. I don't know why this was a call at all. Like there was a massive miscommunication between the team. Watch, right? When somebody said go in, the D.Va and the Lucio go in main here, and everyone else goes into the side. Watch it. Again, watch. You've got the Lucio and the D.Va going in this way, and everyone coming in from the side. This dive is way too early, and then also they go in when they're both purple. This is a disaster, right? Don't go in if you're purple, you have to drop down, stay back until the purple runs out. It's just suicide. If Ana hit that shot, Lucio would have been dead, and now Lucio's in a terrible position, doing absolutely nothing. Do you see what I mean? It's like he reddited just at the complete wrong time when it could have been good. See what I mean? Anyway, this Winston should have been dead because he didn't get the right boops on him, and because this boop here was just a bit iffy. He managed to get out, which is really bad. Like this, there's no way this Winston should have been able to get out if it was played really well. But yeah, other than that, good healing here from the Ana, as long as you keep people alive like that. And it's a good angle here because you can get everyone, see? And you guys can all hold up here. Now, this is what I saw earlier, right? What I was seeing is you guys were just on this area here, all here, just for ages, which is right now, what's happening right now. You just guys are on it for ages. And I don't know if this was miscommunication. Maybe the first dive failed and you guys were like complaining, or like someone was, who knows, right? Something went wrong and you guys waited here for ages. It's fine to wait, but what is wrong with waiting in these positions?
We aren't using the wait time to get him to position to dive. We're just waiting, doing
That's
nothing.
not what the problem is in my eyes, right? What's the problem with waiting in these exact positions? Anyone?
No cover.
Exactly. Why are you guys waiting in the open? Why? You don't need to... Do you know how to scout? If you guys want information, you guys want to see where the enemies are, do you guys know how to do it? You go behind cover and you just peek out for 1 second and go back in, right? So do it from here. This is your big spot. this is the good spot, right? You can do it from this cover here. You can do it from under here. You can do it from here. You can do it from here. You can do it from here. You can do it. There's loads of places. Do you see what I mean? Right? But you guys are in the open, and because you're in the open, look at the damage you guys have taken. Right? You've got Chemist lost half of his HP. Ido lost half his HP. Like Ains losing half of the HP and like soon. Do you see what I mean? It's like so much HP you've lost. And if you had just stood here in this line of sight of the Ana, she could have healed everyone up. You, Chemist, you do the little scout, you call who you're going on, and then you just roll in. Or you say, right, I'm going to do the boop off strategy. Then you roll in, you do the boop off, you wait. When you've booped someone off, you say, okay, I booped off Brig. Are you guys ready to dive the Ana? And then you come back in from behind and you do the dive. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, watch how you guys do this. So right now, this is not a good dive. Why? Because they're all grouped up, so they're countering dive, right? They're all on high ground, and technically they have a Sigma who's better at fighting people that are on high ground, because he's up there with them, right? He's got rock, he's got stun, he's got shield. He's better at fighting kind of close range if he's with his team. See what I mean? Then say, I would say he's kind of better than the Bull, to be honest, right? Because Bull, you need to get the slam, people can dodge it with shield, blah, 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 right? Anyway, let's watch how this dive happens. So you guys reset, wait for the heals. Chemist is still half, so he's waiting for the heals from Ana. Ana, what happened here? Hello?
I don't know.
I
guess
do you think this rotation was good? That's fine. You can say no. I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering what your thought process was.
I mean, it could be a bit risky, but I think it's better than me staying alone there, because Monkey can just dive me easily and.
Yep. No, yeah, I can agree with that, right? I can agree with that in some sense. It's definitely better than being here and getting dived by the Monkey, and especially he can body block you. I mean, you'll have a sleep as well, so you can't counter that. But what do you think about the exact position? Where do you think there's a better position, around here, with your team?
Yeah, I would definitely say around that, underneath, in the two doorways.
Well, here,
or even on the staircase on the left.
I don't like the low ground because it's easier to get dived and also it's harder to heal people. But yeah, I think this position is infinitely better, right? And it's with your team, as you said earlier, right?
And they don't have a boop.
Yeah, exactly. And but also, if you're standing there, you can't get booped. You're using this corner, so you're standing right next to this corner. They can't boop you, right? The only place you can get booped is as soon as you go to the top of the stairs. That's when the boop hits you, right? If you're anywhere on the stairs, the boop doesn't really work, and it doesn't go far enough, right?
Oh, okay.
But
I actually didn't know that.
You're playing the corner anyway, so you're going to be right there, okay? Because the stairs are an upward angle, any boop you hit the stairs and it slows you down. Also, it just doesn't go far enough. The size of a boop is about that, right? So it just doesn't go far enough. But anyway, so this is a great spot right here. But other spots that I also like here, if you're feeling risky, just because there's some cover and it can distract the enemies because they're like, oh shit, we need to kill this Ana because you're there, and it just distracts them. So this is if you're feeling a bit risky and you want to go for the distraction play. And also back here, this is a place you can stand on and it gives you the cover of this thing, right? And you can also jump up whenever you need to. I like that spot as well, right? And also it's high ground, technically. See what I mean?
Yep.
So those are really good spots to hold with Ana. Better than this spot because you don't really have cover there. Well, I guess technically you're using this thing as cover, right? Technically. But it's just not that good because obviously the further away you are from cover, the more angles the enemy have to hit you. The more standing here, if you do physics, the only cone where the enemies can't hit you is if they're standing right there. And luckily that's where Ana is standing. So I mean I guess that was planned in your rotation. You saw her there, so you're in a position where she couldn't hit you. But anyway, there's better spots to be. But the reason I'm kind of focusing you out here, even though you played well so far, right? The reason is because people are low. And this is not entirely your fault because you can't really hold in many positions, but this is also a fault of for example, Chemist. Okay, Chemist, if you're half HP, should you go in?
No,
absolutely not. I know you're going to go in right now because you're starting.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be rolling like this if you weren't, right? So I just feel like this is a suicide play. So what you should do is you should be waiting here, either with the Anna right next to her, or maybe here if there's no one in that doorway, or just here, whatever, right? You got loads of options to hold. Wait until you get hit by the Anna, charges her Nano, then you guys can dive in with Nano. Why not wait until Nano comes and then dive in, right? That's another strategy. Okay, as long as you're waiting, and as long as like your plan is to go in with Nano, you can wait as long as it takes to get a Nano. Okay. Waiting for a minute before you even do one dive is fine as long as you're waiting for something and you're not just waiting because you guys don't know what to do. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's watch the dive. So I know already that this dive is going to be pretty bad because you guys are going in when they're like in their best positions possible. No one's booped down and everyone's missing HP. And here comes the Anna nade. I don't know why people do this, but I mean, it was a great nade. I will give her that. It went through the flag, like insane nade. But it's pointless. It just doesn't really achieve. Like this is like what DPS Annas do. Don't do nades across the map like this if there's no plan on diving. And again, if they do dive, just wait until the dive comes off and then nade. I see too many like random nades and sleeps across the map from Annas, and it's just a complete waste. And it's cool and it's satisfying, but if you're trying to win, satisfaction doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. And that is sad, but that is Overwatch, like in general, to be honest. Right? So here comes the dive. Dive's going in. I like the communication, right? Everyone went in at the same time this time. So this was way better, right? Maybe something happened. Maybe, you know, someone like said, come on, guys, let's focus. Let's actually dive. But who is the dive target here, Chemist?
It's the Anna.
Did you call the Anna here?
Yeah, we called the Anna. So
Okay.
I go into where I saw the Anna. I apologize
so-
where I last saw her, but she's moved away.
First of all, wait, does this nade hit the flag? No. Oh, it goes through the flag. I don't even know. So first of all, the nade didn't really look like it was going to the Anna. The nade was going to the Winston. Second of all, the Lucio is looking at the Genji. Third of all, the Genji, I think he's the only one looking at the Anna. And Diva, again, is looking at where you are. So the Winston. It looked to me like you guys were diving Winston. And that's fine. If the nade hits the Winston, you should dive the Winston, right? Again, don't like... okay, this is if the nade is early. But as I said earlier, you're going to be saving the nade and using it after people have already dived in, so they're not following a nade. Do you see what I mean? But I think it's mainly, it just looks like everyone here, maybe from you, Chemist, it looks like you guys are diving the Winston. And the Anna just walks off like safely. And again, the only person, look, can you see who everyone's aiming at? It's like, does it look like you guys are going after the Anna, or does it look like you're going after the Winston?
It looks like you're going after the Winston.
I know, and maybe it was because, you know, you came in from this angle, right? And
Yeah,
to
it
do
was a
this
weird
grapple, you
angle.
had to grapple here. And by the time you did the grapple and slammed, the Anna like realized and started running away. Remember, this is the Anna spot. This is the safest Anna spot. So this is where the Anna is going to rotate back to all the time. Okay? Right? So
Yeah.
she's going to start doing that immediately. So if you want to factor that in, what you could do is you could grapple up, spin around, and then slam here. Do you see what I mean? You could
Yeah.
try that if you want to dive the Anna. She's doing that rotation. Because Anna being here, anywhere here, is just suicide. She needs a wall behind her. It's the only way she doesn't like get booped off. And if she has a wall behind her, technically it's actually even easier to kill her because you don't fall off and stuff like that. So it's a benefit for your team in both ways, whatever she does. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's watch it again. Let's keep on watching.
Would it be more worth it to swing from where I was just to get up there like fast, or is it not worth the risk of being whip-shotted or slept?
Yeah, so you can be here and you can grapple onto that, right?
Yeah,
Jump, grapple, swing, and you don't have to go. Remember, right? You don't have to go up to swing. I want to see swings where you're down here, you grapple there, and you do like a horizontal swing. You like fly through the air horizontally, right? And you just literally like slam into them at like full speed. Because especially in like a bridge like this, all you need to do is slam into the Anna at full speed and push her a bit back, bounce off the wall, and then hold down control. And as soon as your body like dangles off the wall here, and hold down control, and you'll do the automatic slam. Do you see what I mean? And it's really hard to sleep that if you do, because it's so fast and because you're not in the air. And if you do that combination, the slam comes at such a weird time and such a weird. What happens is your player model goes like this: goes into the wall, instantly back off, starts to float down, and then goes up like that. That's the player model. It's just so hard to sleep, honestly, if you do it really fast. You can do all of that in 0.5 seconds, and it's so hard to sleep, right?
I have
And all
another
you have to
question.
Yep.
Before we go on, what is it supposed to do here? Because like he's kind of fucked out because he can't get over to the high ground because Sigma Tracer are blocking his way to the
Wait,
high
who
ground.
is what supposed to do?
Our Tracer, Ed. Our
Remember what I said about Tracer. So if this is getting blocked off, how can she get over with the
So
dive?
he should do it with the blinks, but if his blinks are
Yep.
not available, he should just tell it so we wait up for his blinks to be
Of
ready.
course, yeah, that's called like resource, waiting for resources, right? So it's the same thing with Chemist, right? While he's waiting for Chemist to get healed, he should start saving his blinks, right? And by the way, Tracer, because she's got a thinner player model, she can have more success hiding right there, waiting to blink in, right? So she can hide right there, she can hide right there, and just blink in like that, blink in like that. She's got loads of options. Do you see what I mean? Right? She has to start on high ground though. If she goes down here, she's not going to be able to blink in. Do you see what I mean? Right?
So there's no use for Tracer to kind of harass the other Tracer or the Sigma. It's better to go in with...
No, so he should always be harassing the other Tracer just to keep her away. He doesn't have to tunnel vision on her. That's two separate things. So what he did here was, harassing the Tracer literally means just firing bullets in her direction. If the enemy Tracer sees a Tracer here firing in that direction, the enemy Tracer won't go in. And that's all that Ed has to do, right? Okay, and the moment he's done that enough, and the enemy Tracer isn't going in and starts to run away, or just doesn't push in, that's good enough. That's his job done. That's called harassing. That's literally enough, right? And then he can like move over to here and maybe triple blink, or he probably won't reach from there, or he can start to rotate when the dive is coming in, rotate to there, anything like that. I know it's tougher if the Tracer holds here. It's better for him to hold like there to begin with. But then, you can't really harass the enemy Tracer. You need someone else to harass her. I do understand that, but he needs to kind of learn to do this rotation. And in my opinion, wait, jump, blink, blink, blink. He might just not make it from this little... I swear I've seen Tracers do that and it work, but I don't think he makes it from that over to there. I don't think it's far enough. So what he would have to do is basically harass the Tracer out, come back, and from this thing, blink once over to here, get into that position, wait to get like a bit of healed from the Lucio, and then the blink will come back in like 2 seconds, and then he's ready to dive in. Okay? And by the way, he doesn't need 3 blinks to do this. So that's why from here, he's harassing the Tracer, he walks over here, he does 1 blink over to here, and then he just double blinks over to here. So that's 3 blinks, and you've gotten from there, let's go to there, blink to there, from there, and then double blink over to that, or even a single blink. You can do it.
You
right?
can triple blink from that grass patch all the way to that high ground.
Can he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, did you just check it in a game?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Then he can do that. It's even better, right? He doesn't even have to do the one I showed. But with the one I showed, it only takes. He can do all of this in 1 blink each, right? So 1 blink to there, jump onto that grass patch, 1 blink over to there, and then from there to there, that's 1 blink as well. So you've got loads of options, right? It's just literally you as Tracer as well, Ed. You need to know blink distance off by heart. Literally, like you should be able to close your eyes and know how far you'll go, right? That's so important. It's like one of the most important parts because it allows you to traverse the map, and that is what map control and positioning is all about, right? But yeah, I do understand that you went in here and obviously you just couldn't because there was a shield in the way. You've got the corridor, you've got Sigma shooting at you, and you died because of it. That's fine. Again, you guys don't even need a Tracer to win this dive. If you guys dive the right person, you don't need the Tracer. The Tracer is there just for the even faster kill on people. And it obviously is, you want it there, like you want it to work, but yeah, you don't need it as much as you think.
Yeah, I don't play Tracer. I have no clue about Tracer, so I just like to know what the other heroes are doing.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's good. It's good.
What would my Tracer? Because I have no fucking idea how to play Tracer.
Yeah, that's what I like. I used to like to do that a lot as well, and it really helped me with like coaching as well. Because at the end of the day, I've never played Tracer either, but I've watched people play Tracer, and they've said their kind of the ways they play it and stuff like that, and why they do certain stuff. But I mean, I have played Tracer a bit, but yeah. Okay, so the reason again, I've gone through all the reasons why this dive didn't work, right? Diving the wrong person, the Ana gets away completely. The only person that goes after the Ana is, like, properly, is Opsilon here. He misses. Oh, no, did he hit the dash? Yeah, he did hit the dash. I was going to say he misses the dash, but he didn't, right? The problem is, because he's now here, he's going to take the back end of the Sigma, and this causes him to die. But yeah, this Ana should have 100% been dead. I mean, I do is like, booping the Genji, this is definitely not what he should be doing. Like, you need the I do boop plus damage plus just left clicks plus punches to kill quicker. This is losing focus. And as well, if you lose focus as a Lucio, you don't ult track as well. I know this because I've done it before myself. Again, because I was a main sport, I've had this happen myself. You just need to completely focus on the dive and figure out how to make the dives fun so you stay focused. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's another thing. That was a bit of a problem. And yeah, Brig did amazing defense here for the Ana. Like, she literally blocked both of you. Again, don't both of you be in the same position. This is a mistake, right? Have your D.Va come in from the back like this and maybe block the Sigma, or just body block the Sigma. So the Sigma's bullets block and the Genji doesn't die, and have the ball slam here. Or the other way around. Ball do the slam here, like I told you, and then D.Va come in from the left, right, to kill the Ana. See what I mean? There's loads of different things you can do.
I think if the D.Va comes in from the right side to the Ana, that will chase her back to the corner, and then I can just do that.
And then
slam
you're
preset, basically.
doing the grapple slam
Yeah.
thing there. Yep, I agree with that. But you're gonna come in faster. But that's okay.
But the other way around would be good too, because if you
they're both good.
If ball is on the right, maybe you manage to boop off the brick, so the brick is
Yeah,
gone,
exactly.
and so Ana has no support.
So basically, now that you've realized that, you now know between you two, right, which side to go depending on where your other teammate goes. So let's say Chemist goes in first, right, because he's fast and he's usually going in first. Chemist, you decide. Are you going to boop on the right, or are you going to do the left boop like I said? And then, even you come in behind him and you do the opposite place he went, right? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Try and go in at the same time. And the other way around, by the way, even if you go in first because you boost early and Chemist wasn't ready or his grapple took longer than expected, Chemist, you just like reposition yourself in midair and slam in the other position. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got choices, and you two need to be kind of like working together. But as I said, you don't need to be literally on top of each other's player model like this, because it just means it's easier for bullets to get blocked and stuff like that. Also, though, wait. Okay, no, don't worry. I was going to check if you actually shot stuff, but yeah, you did. But I mean, you guys know why this was lost from ages ago. There's so many mistakes that we'll just go into the next fight.
And the target focus shifts, like there's first there's one target attack, then swap to another target, then Ana got booped down, then Chemist went for Ana, but the rest stayed up, and
it's not by the time Ana got booped down, you guys had already lost the fight because of all the previous mistakes. But do you want me to say like bullet points of the main mistakes in that dive?
I think I have them written down mostly.
Good. Yeah. But yeah, it's target focus from 3 of you. Genji kind of goes in alone on the side alone. It's just loads of, I mean, I said it all down, so it's fine. Let's just move on. By the way, what do you think about this position, Chemist, that you're in?
I mean, it doesn't scout, but my plan was
Wait, why not? Why doesn't it scout?
Because I'm not actually seeing anything.
Yeah, but surely, like, rolling there, you can see
if
stuff.
I roll there, I can see stuff. Yeah, but
the point is,
don't
lock yourself to, like, a position like that. Your ball, you lock yourself to a position like this. Yeah. See what I mean? This is what I'm trying to say, is this is a good position to start the fight. Okay. Right? The only problems you're going to experience with starting in this position is you don't know where, like, you don't properly know if your team's getting dived. And if your team get dived, right, you can't be fast enough to react. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only problem with that position, is your team getting dived. But if the enemy team just aren't diving your team, or your team are really good at, like, defending themselves, this is an amazing position for every way. Because do you think that you can't see what your team are doing if you're here?
I can, because I can see them through walls.
Exactly. That's the main thing. What they're doing. But that doesn't matter. If you can see them through walls, you can know what position they're in and if they're ready. And I mean, you can hear it from their voice as well. They can call out stuff to you. See what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, this position is great as long as the enemies don't dive your team, because that's when the position is weaker. Right? But it's way better in terms of, like, booping people off, catching people by surprise, splitting attention, everything like that. So yeah, it's up to you.
And the main reason I went there was because I knew that the
after the fight
from spawn, so I could I was getting ready for the next fight, but I could either spawn camp the Ana, but the Brig comes back, so I can just keep the Brig and the Ana on me like the entire fight and let it be a 4v5 on the main fight.
No, I get that, but because they were here. I see what you mean. Yeah. So That is an interesting play, and that's really rare. You don't really see that often. But if you can make that work, it's good. But there's a problem. If you do that, who's your new shot caller?
Even?
It has to be someone else. It
It's
has to be someone else.
It's the other tank, I'd assume.
Yep. Even like I do, whatever.
It can be anyone,
problem
kind of.
is sometimes, right? People, especially like as you're, as lower ranked, like as starting off as a team, right, or anything like that. If you have one person that's like dedicated in your head as like the shot caller, the moment you hear someone else's voice, you don't kind of like take them as like seriously. Do you see what I mean? Because you're like expecting to hear something from you, chemist, and then like someone else says to do something and you're like, I don't know whether I should. Do you see what I mean? Right? So you kind of have to tell people your plan. So in this position, what you should do, you probably did it on the mic, right, is literally just say like, right guys, I'm distracting the supports in spawn, even take over the dive, something like that, right? That's it. Even then, all you have to say even is literally, are we ready? Let's dive Sigma, and then you dive the Sigma, because at this point, right, Sigma's the only real person you can dive. You can try and dive like Genji and chase him out if he's used dash, or you can dive Winston if he's used leap, but Sigma's your first target. See what I mean?
Yeah.
By the way, after Sigma dies, or chemist, after you see the kill feed that you guys are winning, what should you do?
Go into the fight.
Yeah, go back to the team. That's all you need to do, right? Just be careful doing this play because you don't really get healing as much, and to get healing you have to roll so far out to get like health kits, and if you do that the supports might make it back to their team. So as long as you're good at like stalling and you're good at like dodging abilities, blah blah blah, this can work. And you can use your shield doing this. You can use your shield, you can use your grapple, you can use your slam, whatever. Yeah, because it's just distracting as much as possible. So
it's high risk, but it's also high reward if it works.
yeah, and it takes skill, and if you can do it well.
I think I just got the sleep out there as well.
The problem is it's too late. Why?
Yeah.
They've already made it. You can't boop them back. You have to boop them when they're in this alleyway. That's the only way you can do this.
I kind of expected you to go into the elevator now. I was waiting for you to just like slam in there and like push them back again, because then they have to walk.
Don't be scared of making plays like this. It scrims, and this player I've just told you now can be great. Right, I like this position. I like the play. Right, don't be scared to make plays like that. If you see them in the alleyway, just absolutely go. Then that's down to your like, I guess, ball mechanics. If you can like do the bump jump off this curve there and go up in the air and slam them, or if you just want to roll into them and jump off their heads, or if you just want to roll into them, go away around and then try again, or if you want to kind of do like a grapple hook, boop them back and then roll back with the grapple back to here and then like repeat or something like that. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Just distract them. If your plan here is to take damage from them, right? But it's to take as slow damage as possible. If you're taking damage from them, they're going to be distracted on you. If you're just hiding and trying to avoid their damage, right, they're just going to ignore you and just run back to their team, right? So you want to be in their face. You want to be body blocking them. You want to be slamming them, blah, 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 right? It doesn't matter if you get hit by a sleep dart, because as soon as the sleep dart's back up, you can tell your team, right, guys, normal dive again, and you can dive, or you can even chase them down. Because, to be honest, right, how are these guys going to get on high ground? How?
They can't,
unless they're going through that doorway, which I doubt they would. So
they go into the little room next to the street, like
into this room.
Corners, yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So if they're in that room, right, who's like, what target should you be going on?
The Sigma probably, because
yep. But if the Sigma also goes in this room and it's all three of them in the room, what should you do?
The monkey, or just stand point?
Just cap the point. What Ed's doing, right? If you cap the point, right, you force people out. Now, why was it bad earlier to cap the point while they're all up here?
Because they
have map control.
Yeah.
No, it's high ground control, not map control. It doesn't matter if you're capping the point. The point is, if you're on high ground, you can shoot over cover, right?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So high ground ignores cover. Ed will die there. If they all go into this room, like, well, not all of them, but like the Sigma and stuff like that, Ed can start capping the point. And then what you guys do is, if Ed gets dived by like the Genji Tracer, you just dive them on the point, right? Eventually, they're going to come out of this cubby hole or whatever, all right? And at that point, you guys can either take the fight and kill whoever, like just target call someone. It doesn't matter who it is. Just target call someone. Again, doesn't matter who it is, right? Or you guys can now take the map control. If they all come onto the point and contest it and you can't get the point anymore, right? You just take map control from them. You just go to high ground, take this zone, take this zone, take this zone. You take map control. And what they're going to do is they're going to get overwhelmed because they're going to be on the point and they're going to have to cover like 4 separate directions, right? You guys heal up, wait for them to, they're either going to all stand on the point and just wait, and you guys just heal up, get map control, and then dive them from all 4 directions, or they're going to start to rotate. And if they start to rotate, you kill them on the rotation, or you go back to the point, whatever. But basically, who is your point controller through all of this?
Ed
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tracer.
or me.
It's Ed or Lucio, right? Those are the two. Okay, so Ed, if he can't dive to the high ground, right? Perfect, because Ed can survive really long on the point, recall, and still be on the point, blah, blah, blah. But also, Idu needs to realize, because he's the fastest character in the game, he needs to rotate between the team, between the dive, between the point, non-stop, right? Okay, and that is the hard part of Lucio. It's not just redditing and trying to kill one person, right? It's doing all 3 in the middle of a fight. You need to rotate. He needs to, like, let's say he starts on the point, right? And then Anna gets dived. He needs to be able to wall ride back up to Anna. Then Anna survives. Then he needs to wall ride back into the fight. Then back to the point. All of that in a rotation. See what I mean? Right? And that's the hard part of Lucio. You need to be really good with wall rides there to do all of that quickly. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Tracer gets forced out. They all go onto the point. Can you see they're doing what I said, right? Half of them are going onto the point, but who's not going onto the point?
Sigma.
Yep, Sigma and Anna, right? These are 2 like kills, people you can kill, right? If you dive Sigma, right, into this hallway, who can heal him? No one, right? He's just dead.
No one.
But you need multiple people diving him, and that means, your Diva, it means your Genji, right? Again, this Genji shouldn't be on the point. Why is he here? He absolutely shouldn't be doing this, right? The point is only for Tracer and Lucio to go on when it's safe, when they can't do anything else, right? But again, it's mainly Tracer. And if Tracer can just stall the enemies on the point, that's a free kill on Sigma. Now let's watch this again. See what happens. I mean, this monkey is low, but again, thinking you can kill the monkey when he has bubble is just like an absolute, overconfidence play. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, when monkey has bubble, a good monkey is unkillable with bubble. If you see the monkey bubble, just expect him to be invincible, because a good monkey will just bubble dance, right? Shield dance perfectly, right? And he will just get healed back up immediately, right?
Yeah, but
Impossible.
What I learned when I got like the dive coaching, where it was way back, it was if I see the opportunity to push him far enough out of his bubble, or even like completely away if he placed his bubble on high ground, I should always try to get him out of his bubble.
You can do that, but not all characters can do that. How can a Genji do that? Do you see what I mean?
No, that's what I said when I got like the diva coaching.
Oh,
what
right,
I learned.
yeah.
If I face a monkey as a diva, that's what I learned, just to push him away from his bubble, because some monkeys get brain fart and just try to slowly walk back to their bubble, and you can just shoot them on the way over there.
I wouldn't even agree with that in this scenario, because the reason is, even if you push him out of the bubble, the damage he will take out of the bubble, he will just get healed.
Yeah.
He will just go back into the bubble and get healed the whole time, right? You're never going to kill him.
In this scenario, no, I wouldn't go for it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'd say the only thing that really applies to is like you and Lucio. And even then, a lot of the time, if there's a monkey in a bubble, unless he's literally inside your team killing your Anna, then you try and push him out, right? But if he's anywhere else, not like in your Anna, anywhere else, just like ignore him. Go after someone that's not in the bubble, right? If they're all in the bubble, I mean, if your plan was to go after the Winston in the first place, then yeah, you could try and force him out of the bubble, or just destroy the bubble by shooting it. But trust me, Winston bubble, especially now, right? That, I mean, it was buffed a while ago, but especially now it's got that much HP, he's like invincible. A good Winston's invincible in a bubble, right? Like, it's just just wait until it disappears, literally. Like, it's insane. Unless the whole enemy team's in the bubble, then you have to destroy it. It's like, go after someone else. But yeah, the only mistake here was the Genji, and I told you that just before he died. He's never going to kill that Winston, and he shouldn't even be on the point. That's not his job. You guys should be waiting for like a dive. Again, Ains here. Why fight this Winston, right? If it's for ult charge, I kind of understand, but you're never going to kill him, and you're just going to give the enemy team ult charge as well, right? Booping him out of the bubble here, again, it's just not going to do anything. You're never going to kill him here. And look, he's even ready to dive. He's even diving in with half HP. He screwed up the dive massively. He hit this corner here and bounced backwards. He would have killed this Anna. Oh, okay, Anna dies anyway. Right, that's probably even better for him, to be honest. Now he doesn't have bubble. Now you can kill him easily. Like, he's dead here, see? Because he just doesn't have bubble. The difference between Winston with bubble and without bubble is insane. With bubble, he's invincible. Without bubble, he's like instant death, right? It's insane, the difference. But I mean, also, Chemist went here and distracted the Ana, so he didn't get healed, blah, blah, blah. But this fight is over. The moment the Genji kind of like died early then, it was all over the place. Everyone had different ideas. People were trying to contest the point, whatever. It's just all over the place. See what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've got a scrim now.
We do, yes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's no problem at all. If we could pick this map up from 2:15 on the timer on the next session, that'd be ideal, please.
Yep. Hold on, let me write that down.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
run to the bathroom.
Okay. Right. Good luck on your scrims, guys. I'll write that down so I remember it there.